Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Amber Symone, and you are listening to the Keep It Cute podcast. So today is extra special. This season is extremely special because it is my birth season. I would say it's my birth month, but I am not an April Aries. I am in March Aries. Get it straight. March 28th. And I'm just so excited to be starting a new chapter. I'm 26, guys. And some people are throwing me into the category of, what do they call it? Being in your late 20s. I'm like, first off, I have about one more year before I hit my late 20s. So don't age me now. I am not here for it. But I will say, me bringing in this season, it's always life and love. Like, I kind of want to recap on a lot of things that have happened in this past year, but I also want to talk about taking chances on yourself and doing things that scare the life out of you. This past year, I will say, of course, without family, friends, God, my partner, and people who just believed in me, all of this would not be possible. But also, I have to give myself credit because I'm the one who's like, y'all, I don't know where I'm going to be 5 years from now, but I always say I think it's going to be some dope shit. Like, I'm going to be doing something I love. I'm going to be good at it. I'm going to inspire and encourage other people to do the same. And I'm excited for it. Right now, I'm in a learning phase. And I always say, I don't mind being a student. Not like literally in a classroom, because I do kind of mind that. But I don't mind being a student at work, a student in life. And I feel like this past year, I've just taken bet after bet after bet on myself. So let's just rewind to 2020. Look, what year are we in? Let's rewind to 2022. I won't give the entire spiel, but I was still working at my first company, which I absolutely loved. I had the coolest job known to man. I still do. I'm doing something very similar, but I had the dopest job working at one of the top tech companies, entertainment companies. And I just felt like I hit a cap. And I feel like when you start to feel so comfortable in what you're doing, it's okay, because some people really do enjoy being comfortable where they are, and it's a great feeling. But me, I start to get a little antsy. I'm like, all right, we have hit level 2, we've hit level 3, we've hit level 4, but what's next? And when I start to kind of get in this phase of, you know, I'm comfortable, but then also I don't feel like I'm learning as much as I could. I don't feel like I'm utilizing my potential as much as I could. So I decided to take that next leap and move on to my next career path. And that was scary, like really, really scary, because your first job out of college, you never expect that you're going to be there forever, of course. But I think when you finally take that leap and take that bet on yourself, and when you start negotiating, oh my goodness. Shout out to all the people who read my salary speeches and gave me advice. Like, I was so nervous because, as you would know, women, and Black women especially, we are not paid our worth. And sometimes it's scary to ask for what we want. But I will say, what's inspired me in this field, I'm surrounded by people who shoot for the stars. And I'm like, oh, we shooting for the stars? Say less. And that's just how I've been moving through life, is shooting for the stars, taking bets on myself, and doing things that are a little scary, but it really has benefited me in the best way possible. Ever since I made that leap from my old job to my new job, guys, I've been able to sit on panels in Miami, Florida. I've had countless opportunities where I'm able to present my leadership skills and show what I can do. And it's also nice working with people who actually believe in the things that you want to work on. It's always a hassle if you have a lead or a boss who's like the no king or the no queen, which to this day, I am so lucky, because since my post college career, I have not had one boss who I did not like. Every single one of my bosses, and I'm like, maybe I can't even say it's maybe a tech industry thing. I've just gotten lucky. because I can't say it's due to anything else but luck, because believe me, I've heard the horror stories. But being that my peers and colleagues have also kind of lifted me up and been able to say like, hey, like, I know you can do more. So do you want to do it? What ideas do you have? What do you got for us? Like, it's nice when people believe in your dreams, and it's rare. It is very rare. And I know how blessed I am. But, you know, entering 26, like y'all, 25, obviously every year is not perfect, but like 25, I was like win after win after win after win. And when I tell you, it was what, February 2022, and it was the end of February, and I was going into my birthday month of March, of course. And so February of last year, it was my last week at my old job. And while I was there, like, you know, I was kind of getting nervous. I was like, you know, starting something new, it's uncomfortable, but I got to do it at some point. And then I kind of had the entire month of March off, I believe. And so I was celebrating my birthday. Like I had a party at the Breakfast Club LA down here in LA. Had little, what is it, hors d'oeuvres, whatever. Like it was so good and it was so cool. A lot of my friends and family showed out. So already I get a new job, and then I throw this birthday party at the Breakfast Club. And then fast forward, I started my new company. And when I tell you, I'm only like a week in, and it's kind of like, what you got for us? And I'm like, oh, shoot, y'all really giving me the reins on what I can do here. Like, that's pretty cool. And to give you a little background, so my full-time job, my 9 to 5, not my other side hustles as I'm doing now, but my full-time job, it's just really partnerships, creator partnerships. I'm the middleman between our external creators, like top creators, and then of course the company. So I'm not negotiating brand deals per se, but making sure our creators are present in certain spaces, whether that's a VidCon event or the Grammys or whatever it may be. And then, of course, finding ways where I can help them develop their audience on our platform. So really, whatever they need, I am the go-to guy. So that's like a little background on what I do, but it's really fun. Again, in the past year, I've had some crazy experiences. I went to Sweden with my company because that's where they're based. And so in Sweden, that was my first time in Europe. And I was like, okay, check another continent off the list. I'm trying to hit all the continents before I'm 30. You know, time is a ticking. I love to travel. But I went to Sweden. I met my best friend, Tiara. She's on episode 2 and 3. But I met my best friend in Paris. Like, that was a dream. Not many people can say they have done that. And I'm like, and not even necessarily, oh, I traveled to Paris, but my best friend and I were like, hey, you want to go to Paris? I'm down. You down? Let's link and let's make it happen. I love somebody that can make plans happen. But y'all, it was a time. It was absolutely a time. But looking back at this entire year, I've had so many opportunities for growth. Like, this has been a huge growth year. And I can't emphasize enough, if somebody is offering you something where you're like, I don't know if I'm qualified enough to do that, you better take that job. Because when I tell you, most of these people, and I ain't gonna be calling out no particular people, but most people are not qualified for the roles that they are given. So take that chance on yourself. When it says you need 15 years experience and you need to have developed a new software and woo, okay, software, that's a different story. But when it does say you need X amount of years of experience, I've literally sat down and watched people kind of make up what needs to be on these resumes or even these job descriptions. And not even that. Obviously, they're looking for a particular type of person, but you'll never know if you're going to get that opportunity if you don't go for it. Like I said, y'all, shoot for the stars. Again, last year when I have no idea, my name was in someone's room. Someone was talking about me, but obviously in a great way. And when they asked me to sit on a panel in Miami in front of all of my coworkers, I think it was about 100 of us, but sitting on this panel, I was not a little nervous, y'all. I was nervous. And I'm not the person to say no to an opportunity like that, especially knowing that it's going to be helpful to my own development moving forward. But I was definitely nervous. And I was like, I kept thinking, I was like, why they want me on this panel? You know, who recommended me for this? And not to say that I'm not qualified, but I'm just in my head, there was a list of people that could have been qualified to speak on this certain topic. And again, it was regarding like creator partnerships and so forth. So I really was like, wow, they want me to sit on that panel. When I tell you, I was writing down notes. I was like pulling stuff from slides, trying to memorize it. And honestly, it freaked me out a little bit. And I will say I am so, oh my goodness, not especially today, but especially today, I am so grateful for my partner, Brandon. Like, he brings me, guys, as an Aries, we are the hostess with the mostest. And I go into this realm where I'm thinking about this moment, the next moment, the moment after that moment, and then the dishes, the laundry, the car insurance. Like, my mind is just like rapid firing all this information at me constantly. And I remember talking to him and he was just like, they would not have asked you if they didn't believe in you. But also one thing he always says, and it's so simple, but he's like, let your personality shine. They didn't choose you just for giggles. Like, they chose you because you are Amber Symone. Like, there's something about you. And more than anything, it's your personality, which is why they want you. And so while I'm sitting here trying to memorize scripts and do all these extra things, I'm like, okay, just let your personality shine, sis. You have the information, you have the tools to do what you need to do on this panel. So get it done. And that's exactly what I did. Like, it was such a fun panel. When I got up there, I think once I get on a stage, I'm so nervous at first. Like, y'all, the jitters kick in tough. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I get really, really nervous. And people are like, dude, you seem so chill up on that stage. And I'm like, thank God, because I promise you I was not. But just looking back at it, I'm like, that was a huge moment where I was like, I think I want to do more speaking opportunities. Like, I would love to be on someone's TED Talk, or maybe this is my next step to creating this podcast. And I remember they brought in other top podcasters who were on the platform. And I was like, you know what? I've been in the digital media game for a long time at this point, guys. Like, when Instagram dropped, when MySpace dropped, when Tumblr dropped, Vine dropped, I was there for it all. And I was posting, like, I was a creator when nobody even considered influencers a real thing. So that was like one of the big moments too that kind of led me to this podcast, where I'm like, you know what? People have commented on my voice, and I think I can use it for something, and use it for good. Like, I always say, I love amplifying creator voices is something that I always say. And it's not something that I just do in my 9 to 5, but it's something that I enjoy doing in my, what would you call it? 5 to 9, I guess. So in my sleep, this is what I absolutely love doing. And, you know, I'm like, did my corporate job lead me to finding another one of my passions? Maybe, who knows? But it's something that I absolutely adore right now. I get to meet so many cool people. I think one of my biggest things right now is booking more guests for you all going through 2023. But even beyond that, I did the panel last year. And speaking of speaking opportunities, guys, guess who was invited to speak at Spelman College? I cannot let this moment go by without addressing that. All right, so I got to go back. Let me go back to where I thought I'd be getting the biggest opportunity of my life. So there is a large conference. I don't want to go into too much detail because I am not salty about it, but everything happens for a reason. And I was like, I had to really sit with myself and be like, this door closed because something else is going to happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know when it's coming. But basically, there's a large conference and I was supposed to go to this large conference. I was going to get my hotel and stay paid for. I was trying to negotiate rates. Like, y'all, I was doing the whole nine. And when I got the email, my jaw dropped. So basically, I was supposed to sit on a panel with other women. It was an amazing opportunity where these are women I look up to. And I'm like, I'm about to be on the panel. I was like, somebody pinch me. This cannot be right. This cannot be real. I'm like, these are people I listen to, whether that's in podcasting, in music, people I follow who I adore on social media as like, not even a mentor, but it's just somebody I really look up to. And I was like, I think I'm gonna get this opportunity. I'm ready to lock it in. I was taking meetings at like 10 p.m. because I was trying to negotiate and discuss like what the entire event looked like. I was about it because I was like, honestly, I think this could be life-changing for me. So fast forward, stuff didn't go through with the budget. And when I tell you guys, I was down to low-key put in a little bit of my own coins because I was like, an opportunity like this, no matter if they say we'll reach out again, an opportunity like this does not come around every day. So I'm going to do what I got to do to be there. And long story short, budgeting didn't go through and basically the opportunity fell through and it didn't happen for me. The people were extremely kind about it. But of course, like I was disappointed. And I kind of I was dreaming about it. Y'all, when I got that email, like I could see myself on that podium, sitting in those chairs. But you really do have to remember, like when one door closes, even if it closes and another one does not open, which is what a lot of people tend to miss, if that door does close, that opportunity just wasn't meant for you. I guarantee you. And then more than likely, as long as you stay consistent and keep grinding and stay true to yourself and do what you enjoy doing, something else is going to come along. Because let me tell you, it was like a few weeks ago, I got the news that I didn't get the opportunity. Literally like a week and a half later, somebody reaches out like, hey, like, would you like to speak at Spelman College? And it was it was like a day apart from when I would have been in the other conference. And basically, if I still had that opportunity at that conference, I would not have been able to speak at Spelman College. And I'm like, me not getting that and then me accepting that opportunity to go speak at Spelman, it just aligned so perfectly. And the reason I went to go speak at Spelman is to talk about what I do for work and talk about me as a podcaster. I had to plug the Keep It Cute podcast, but overall, like, inspire the next generation of podcasters. And seeing all these Black women in a room excited about podcasting and letting them know like what the offerings are and how you can succeed and thrive as a podcaster. Like, y'all, that brought the ultimate joy to my soul. I'm so serious. Like, looking down, I remember I was like, dang, I used to be a college student, but I wasn't in podcasting, but obviously I was a YouTuber. And just to hear them say like, oh my goodness, seeing you like be a creator for so long and also everything else you're doing, like it's motivated me to keep going. And then hearing other young women come up, I listened to your podcast. I was like, y'all, the Keep It Cute fam is moving. We are growing. And it's like, we're going on month 4. Like this is the beginning of month 4 and things are escalating so quickly, but in the best way possible. But not only am I doing this because I enjoy doing it, but it's like so dope to see other people like, oh my goodness, I want to start podcasting, or there's something I'm really passionate about and I want to do this thing. And Amber Symone inspired me. My heart, it is full. The cup is overflowing. Okay, so moving back into 26, I've given you all kind of a recap of what has happened during the age of 25. That's not including the travels and the memories and so many other things that happen. But I think a large message that I want to get through to y'all today is really do things that scare you. Like that's my advice for today, because doing things that have frightened me, like going onto those panels or taking that trip by myself where I'm like, ooh, I don't know. But best believe I am not a solo traveler. Even if I am traveling by myself, the end goal is always to meet somebody else. Now, I know there's a lot of solo traveling people out there, but I have not mustered up that courage. I really do enjoy others' companies, especially international trips. So we'll see. Maybe 30, I'll feel a different way. But 26, I'm still not feeling like that. But like I mentioned, so speaking at Spelman College recently, sitting on that panel in Miami, traveling to Europe, and all of these other things that have just happened in this past year, I feel like the Spelman College trip, it was perfect timing. It happened a week before my birthday, literally maybe 2 weeks before my birthday, but it was leading into a new era. And the way I kicked off 26, so I moved into a house and we've been in this house for almost a year now. And we have a backyard, y'all. Like I came from a 1-bedroom apartment and I am so amped that we have so much more space. But yeah, we have a backyard. So I was like, we're about to utilize this backyard. I'm gonna rent some chairs. I'm gonna get me a bartender. I'm gonna get the taco man. Like it was a whole function. I might have to do an episode solely on how to plan a party. A lot of my friends and family came down. We were sitting in the backyard, bumping music, and it started around 2 o'clock. When I tell you, I was a little nervous because it was going on 3, and I said, it's looking a little empty. When I tell you, I was like, should I not throw any more parties? I was like, nobody's here. When I tell you, basically everybody swarmed in at 3, I should have known. Everybody was on CP time, and I'm just like, I'm so thankful that I am a smart gal because I made sure that Taco Man started at 3, not 2. I made sure the bartender started at 3, not 2. And if you're in LA, shameless plug, no ad, no nothing, but shout out to Ask for Tacos, who made the tacos. They were absolutely delicious. I was a little nervous to take a chance on a random taco spot, but Yelp does me pretty good. And then Make It a Double. It's a Black-owned bartending business in LA and DC, I believe. But there's sisters. One is in LA, the other is in DC. And it's 2 Black women. They make drinks. I'm like, I don't know what else to say. They curate the vibe. Let's say that. I actually have seen a job title. It's like vibe curator. And I was like, oh, we are getting real new school. But they curate the vibes and the business is called Make It a Double. I love supporting Black-owned businesses and small businesses as well. So they really kept the party going. Once the food was gone, I was like, let's make sure the bartender keeps it coming. I had a little list of It was strawberry margaritas, it was mules, and it was a whiskey sour. And so 2 of those are my favorite drinks. I am not a strawberry margarita girl at all. But when I tell you that was the most popular drink on the menu, whatever. Everybody had a good time. Like, people came through. I know everybody had other birthdays to go to. It was April 1st when I celebrated. So my birthday fell on a Tuesday this year. And I was just like, I'm not doing anything. Brandon took me to this spot called Alta. It's like Southern cuisine, but it has like a twist to it. And one thing I will say, I do not eat fried food a lot in my life. So when I want some fried chicken, I go to Alta West Adams. Like, when I tell you the chicken has a perfect crisp, and then the hot sauce, it just does what it needs to do. And then they have like this honey cornbread and the butter. Chef's kiss. When I tell you, you have to experience it for yourself. I can give y'all all the recommendations. My collections on Instagram, I have LA foods. I got LA wedding venues. I have LA rings. I have LA shoes. I have LA boutiques. I have LA desserts I want to try. Like, I have so many collections on Instagram, and one day I might turn it into like a public collection because it really is extensive. I have LA nails, I have LA braiders, I have LA weaves. Like, what do you need? And I got you. Like, my recommendations are crazy, but definitely Alta on West Adams. It's ALTA. And you could book on Resi. You could do walk-ins. Like, it's not that hard, but I do kind of recommend a reservation because we have gotten turned away one time. All that to say is I'm blessed, y'all, and I'm so happy I took a chance on myself. I hope that this inspires somebody else to say, you know what, there's this one thing I wanted to do and I'm about to go do it. And a lot has happened for me in this past year, and trial and error. Not everything will go your way all the time, but when you keep being true to yourself, you keep doing the things that you love, something's going to happen. Something has to come from it. I always say, you do good, you get good. You do something bad, karma coming full circle, y'all. Now, before I get off of the birthday topics, I have to shout out one of my gifts. So this gift is from my mom. This is one of her plentiful gifts that she has given me. And she made wine glasses with Keep It Cute's logo on it. I know that if you are an audio listener, maybe you'll have to check out my Instagram at Keep It Cute Pod to see the cups behind the scenes. But my mom made these Keep It Cute glasses, and I'm just like, this is adorable. I did an episode yesterday, and one of my guests was like, ooh, girl, I'm gonna need some wine. And I went to my cabinet and I was like, oh, this is so on brand. This is perfect. The Keep It Cute vibe, the brand, like, it's spreading. And thank you so much to everyone who has supported me since I started this, to everyone who has supported me prior to the Keep It Cute podcast. Like, I could not do it without y'all. Y'all spread the word, y'all support me, and I see you. I really do. So thank you for tuning in to this episode. I hope that you guys continue to take chances on yourself. Do things that scare you just a little bit, and you will see some kind of result from it. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST, and don't forget to always keep it cute. Bye.